relationship breakups.
Okay.
Like most times it happens that some people don't know how to leave a relationship.
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw some light on the best approach to breaking a relationship or leaving a relationship when someone is tired or have a good reason for exiting the relationship.
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me, Pastor Esther Christian. From my own personal experience, the things I've experienced over the years, relationship breakup, because I've had some quite few breakups, so, um, personally, from my own experience and some of the ones I also saw, one of the things I have to say, and many a times people want to let go of something that is no longer working, but they are not bold enough to do it the right way. And one of the things I've pinpointed that is common, amongst them is when when especially maybe the girl or the guy, they want to leave and they are not bold enough to meet their partner and confront issues. So some of them use trouble, some step up trouble. I could remember it happened to me one time. I was dating a girl back then in the campus. Oh, it was a 3-4 years relationship, and I'm going to use myself as an example. So this lady was very wonderful. We've been dating for quite some years and had a very good relationship. But then we got into the campus, and somehow some things happened around her life that she needed to get married, and then I wasn't ready. And then she felt like maybe if she tells me that that she's getting married, and of course, on her own part, it was out of pressure from parents and a whole lot. But then she didn't know how to break up the relationship. She now had to, look for. Okay, I can remember that what happened was that all through her year one, we were good. She came into my school. I had to let her stay all through the year one, let her focus. But then when it got to the second year, I wanted us to start relating, start, being together and all that. And she started avoiding me. And of course, it got me so sick. Back then, love crazy, wondering what was going on and all that. As in, it was very, very, very funny.
You can't relate her, approach to. You can't relate it to anything.
Anything. I couldn't just even figure out what I did to her. One of the time I was in the hostel, I was thinking about, as in, what did I do to this? What happened? What really happened between us? I couldn't just really catch what was going on. So, I couldn't hold on to anything. And then I could remember one of the days I had to send her. Then we used Nokia Touch. Now. Back then, that was 2008 or 2009. Yeah, that's 2008, 2009. So I had to send her a message full. I was just pouring out my heart and all that, and how I didn't like her attitude, how she's so silent about our relationship, and a whole lot of things. This is my own personal experience. And then I felt that it was already here. I could no longer take it any longer, So I was like, I just have to spill it off and tell her how I felt or how I was feeling about the whole issue. And then I was even thinking that she getting the message that she was going to respond the right way. Or, to my greatest shock, that was it was more like she has been waiting for something like this to happen. And then the blockbuster came. She said it's over. Since I can't actually remember everything I wrote or everything that she said, but that was how that relationship ended. I didn't really understood, I couldn't believe it. I thought we were quarreling. Until sometime during my 300 level. I was on IT, and then I was talking to one of my classmates, because we were working in the same office. So I was asking him about this lady. How is she? Because we still quarrel, you know. We weren't talking to one another. It wasn't like we were like arch enemies. We're not arch enemies, but the relationship was strained. She was avoiding me, and me too. I was angry. I was not happy. So, well, I just decided to stay on my own. I'm not going to force myself on someone who doesn't want me. So, until then, during my IT, I was now talking with that my classmate who was more kind of, they came from the same town. So I was like asking this guy about this lady, that she's my friend, like we know each other. I didn't tell the guy that we were dating. And then the guy said, yes, yes, she's fine, she's fine. Actually, the other day I was talking with the husband's brother. I was like, wow. I mean, you mean she's married?
Married without letting you.
As in, I didn't even know. I was not even that. As in, they say just land. As in, it was just like, I was like, what? I was, gosh.
My goodness.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was true. Well, I had to go home, nurse my wounds, cry. This is someone I actually loved. We've dreamed about this relationship. We talked about it. We've stayed together and all that. And that was when I realized that crisis that happened then was an exit point for her. Or more like she has been looking for a way to leave, but she didn't know how. So she now used that exit point, that crisis as an exit point. So I think it's the wrong way for people to exit relationship. You want a breakup. You shouldn't lie about your emotions.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be deceitful.
Okay.
If you don't want to, if you've been in a relationship and maybe you no longer want to stay in that relationship for any reason whatsoever, I think you should be open enough to call your partner and then begin to talk about it. Have a very wonderful talk. This and this and this and this and this is the reason why I no longer want this relationship to be. Instead of you using proxy methods, sometimes that sincerity. Well, I feel if more people can be more sincere with their choices, because nobody forced you in the first place to be in that relationship, and nobody can force you to stay there, no matter what.
Yeah.
Not even your mom or your dad.
Yeah.
I believe that being in a relationship that is going to thrive is a choice. People have to choose to be in a relationship. So if you have been in that relationship for some time and now you feel you can no longer be in the relationship, I think I feel it's okay for you to call your partner